At 5:55 in the morning, the stadium should have been electric. This was the championship match, one of the biggest women's tennis events in the world. The final. But when cameras opened on center court, something felt wrong. Not quiet, not low attendance, empty, rows of vacant seats, entire sections untouched. 24 hours earlier, people had lined up before sunrise just for a chance to get inside. Fans had traveled across countries. Flights were booked overnight. Tickets disappeared instantly. And now, the championship was unfolding in front of what looked like a rehearsal crowd. So what happened? How does a tournament go from impossible to enter to impossible to fill? The answer wasn't weather. It wasn't scheduling. It wasn't pricing. It was one player, a 21-year-old from the Philippines, a player who wasn't even supposed to matter. And what happened in Berlin didn't just create one of the strangest scenes tennis has ever seen. It exposed something the sport had completely underestimated. Because this story doesn't start with empty seats. It starts 8 days earlier, back when almost nobody knew her name. Berlin, June 2026. The grass season was underway. The draw had been announced. Favorites were everywhere. Top seeds, former champions, established stars. And tucked near the bottom of the bracket was a name most people barely noticed. Alex, 21 years old. World ranking, 35. Entered as a wild card. The kind of player tournaments expect to disappear quietly in the opening rounds. Show up, play respectably, lose, move on. But Alex didn't follow the script. And the second she stopped following it, everything started changing. Round 1. Her opponent, Donna Vekic. Experienced, battle-tested, former Wimbledon semifinalist. Someone who understood grass courts better than most players on tour. Late in the match, Alex was cornered. Down. 1 point from losing momentum. 1 point from watching the opportunity disappear. Then she held. She stayed alive. And she won. Nothing dramatic.
No collapse. No miracle.
Just calm tennis. Clean tennis. The kind of performance that makes experienced reporters quietly underline a name and think, maybe. One upset can happen. But then came the next round. And suddenly nobody was smiling anymore. Because waiting for her was Elena Rybakina, world number 2, former Wimbledon champion, one of the most dangerous players on grass. The kind of player who doesn't just beat opponents, she overwhelms them. Her serve alone ends matches before they begin. Nobody expected this to be competitive. Alex apparently didn't get that memo. She walked onto the court looking completely relaxed. And then she did something nobody expected. She won. 7-5. 6-4. Not survival. Not luck. Not a fluke. She beat the world number 2. On grass. Convincingly. That was the moment everything exploded. Not just in tennis. Everywhere. Phones lit up. Group chats came alive. Flights started getting searched. Posts spread across social media. One message captured the mood perfectly. She just beat world number 2 on grass. This is not a drill. And suddenly, people weren't just watching. They were moving. Because something unique happens when Filipino athletes break through. People don't simply support. They mobilize. Communities organize. Families coordinate. Entire cities start paying attention. And Berlin had absolutely no idea what was coming. Quarterfinal. Alex versus Eala Courtside. Experienced. Disciplined. Exactly the kind of player who usually ends Cinderella stories. Instead, Alex won again. Straight sets. Controlled. Composed. After the match, she said something that stopped everyone. I don't think there's more pressure on me than there is on her. 21 years old. Quarterfinal. Top-level tournament. And she sounded like she meant every word. Because she did. That confidence spread. Across Europe. Across communities. Across millions of people who suddenly realized this wasn't impossible anymore. And then came the semifinal. That's when reality broke. Tournament staff started noticing something strange. Ticket sales. At first, they thought the system was malfunctioning. Because WTA 500 semifinals don't sell like this. People don't queue before dawn. Prices don't explode overnight. Sections don't suddenly become insufficient. But they were. Fans were arriving from everywhere. London, Rome,
Madrid.
Students changed schedules. Workers rearranged shifts. Families reunited. Not for vacation. Not for sightseeing. 4-1 tennis match. Organizers opened extra sections. Added security. Expanded seating. Still, people kept coming. One official reportedly admitted, "We've never seen demand like this." The semifinal didn't feel like tennis anymore. It felt like something bigger. Like a cultural moment. Like a homecoming. Then the match began. Across the net, Linda Noskova. Young. Powerful. One of the hardest hitters in women's tennis. And there was something else. Earlier that season, she had already beaten Alex. Badly. That memory hung over the crowd. Nobody wanted to say it. But everyone felt it. Then something became obvious. Alex wasn't moving normally. Small moments. Subtle reactions. Something didn't look right. Her shoulder. Her arm. Her timing. Noskova attacked. Serves landed. Winners piled up. And gradually, the dreams started slipping. 6-2. 6-4. Over. 1 hour. 9 minutes. That was it.
No final. No miracle ending.
Just silence. Alex stood up. Walked to the net. Head high. No drama.
No collapse.
And then something happened nobody expected. The crowd stood. Thousands of people. Not cheering victory. Not mourning defeat. Just applauding. Long. Loud. Sustained. A strange mix of pride and heartbreak. Then they quietly left.
No anger. No chaos.
Just gratitude. And nobody realized yet that they were about to create the most unforgettable image of the tournament. The final was the next day. A legitimate championship match. Elite players. Big names. Everything tennis should want. And yet, the seats were empty. Not completely, but enough to make people uncomfortable. Sections that had overflowed the day before. Gone. Discounts couldn't fix it. Promotions didn't fix it. Nothing worked. Because people hadn't come for tennis. They came for her. One journalist described the atmosphere in one word. Surreal. The match happened. A trophy was lifted. But the energy never arrived. Because the story had already ended the day before. And tournament officials realized something they couldn't ignore. People weren't following the event. They were following Alex. That distinction changes everything. What she accomplished that week was already historic. Beat a former Wimbledon champion. Beat a top 10 player. Reached a WTA 500 semifinal. Guaranteed a career-high ranking. Did it all as a wild card. At 21. But the real story wasn't results. It was what happened around her. Because great athletes win. Transformational athletes move people. And suddenly tennis had proof. Millions of people who hadn't been treated like the center of the audience showed up. Loudly. Immediately. Passionately. And when the reason they came disappeared, they left. Not as protest. Not as anger. Just as a reminder. Connection matters. Representation matters. People show up when they feel seen. After the tournament, Alex posted a short message. "My heart is full. Thank you, Berlin." Simple. But somehow it captured everything. Every sold-out section. Every flag. Every flight. Every empty seat. Every person who finally saw themselves represented on that stage. She didn't win the tournament. But she changed what the tournament meant. And maybe that's harder. Because trophies stay in cabinets. Moments change systems. Now every tournament she enters will think differently. Ticketing. Scheduling. Broadcasts. Attention. Everything. Not because she won. Because she made people care. That's why those empty seats mattered. They weren't absence. They were evidence. Evidence that something had shifted. And maybe the beginning of something much bigger. But maybe the strangest part of this entire story is that nobody planned for it. No marketing campaign predicted it. No executive presentation modeled it. No algorithm flagged it. Because sports organizations are used to measuring success in numbers they already understand. Ticket sales. Broadcast ratings. Sponsorship revenue. Rankings. Titles. But Berlin revealed something harder to measure. Belief. You could see it in the crowd. People weren't celebrating statistics. They were celebrating possibility. 4 years, millions of fans watched global sports feeling like spectators to someone else's story. Then suddenly, someone who sounded like them, looked like them, came from somewhere familiar, was standing under the brightest lights in the world and refusing to act like she didn't belong there. That changes people. Not because it guarantees success, but because it changes what feels possible. That's why the atmosphere felt different. That's why fans crossed borders. That's why empty seats became headlines. And maybe that's why the final felt incomplete. Because sometimes sports create moments bigger than the result. Moments where winning becomes secondary. Moments where people realize they were never actually watching for the trophy. They were watching for meaning. And meaning doesn't disappear when the match ends. It travels back home, into conversations, into younger athletes, into kids holding rackets for the first time, into parents saying, "Maybe you can do that too." That's the part people forget. Historic moments rarely announce themselves while they're happening. They look ordinary, until later, until you look back and realize that week in Berlin wasn't the peak. It was the introduction. Because if one semifinal appearance could fill a stadium, what happens when she reaches a final? What happens when she wins one? What happens when she walks onto a Grand Slam court with millions already behind her? Nobody knows. But after Berlin, nobody is laughing at those questions anymore. And that might be the biggest change of all. Not that people believe she can do it, but that now, everyone else does too.